Previously, on Amazing Spider-Man, Betty Brant has been searching for an evidence to prove her husband Ned Leeds' innocence after his latest stint as Hobgoblin. After months of digging, she finally uncovered the location of Winkler's device, the machine which was used to brainwash Ned. But while gathering the evidence, Betty is confronted by the goons of the man who brainwashed Ned, Roderick Kingsley. But being friends with Peter Parker, Betty contacts him to send Spider-Man to save her life. So without finishing his date with a new girl, Shay Marken, Peter rushes and arrives at Betty's location and engages himself with the goons. So after making quick work of the goons, Spidey and Betty are able to locate the Winkler device, and Betty tells him everything that she needs this device to prove her husband's innocence, that it was Roderick Kingsley who used this machine to brainwash Ned. But unfortunately, Betty isn't the only one who wants this machine. Spidey's clone brother, Ben Reilly, who now known as Shazam, and his girlfriend, Hallows Eve, seem to have plans for the device, and they are getting helped by an unlikely ally and therapist, Queen Goblin, and she is here to get her revenge on Spider-Man. Welcome to Comicstube YouTube channel. In today's video, we will review Chapter 48 of The Amazing Spider-Man. You can get the previous parts on this playlist, so if you guys are new here, please subscribe and turn on all the notifications to never miss any future uploads. Please like, comment and share. All the text and images are owned by its respected company. You can support them by purchasing it digitally or from any offline stores. The issue opens up sometimes earlier before the current event. Janine and Ben are sitting on a couch and she is worried about Ben after everything they are going through. Ben is still missing his memories and also his soul. So out in the dark, Queen Goblin assures the two every part of Ben, everything he has lost, could be returned to him. But in return, she wants their help to get the Winkler device. So with no other options left, Ben and Janine agreed to help Queen Goblin with her mission. Now in the present time, Queen Goblin wants Spidey to stay out of her way and leave this room. But Peter reminds her if they are leaving, they are taking the device with them. But from the shadow, Peter's clone brother, Ben, and his girlfriend Janine show up, and Ben informs Peter that Dr. Kafka is going to make him whole again, and she needs her machine to make it happen. But Betty wants this device, and she is thinking that Queen Goblin stole this machine from Roderick Kingsley. But then, Goblin tells her the whole truth, that it was her who used the Winkler device to brainwash Roderick. So technically, she is responsible for Ned's condition. And realizing this, Betty becomes mad. She charges at Queen Goblin, but she is ready for this. But before she can use her weapon and break Betty's skull open, Spidey waves up her hand, and with a strong pull, he smashes Goblin into a nearby furniture. And he then reminds Ben they are leaving with the device. He won't say it again. But in case of Ben, he completely lost his mind. He wants his memories back, and he blames Peter for it. So he quickly hops into a chair and tells Goblin to tie him up with the machine. Peter tries to convince Ben that Goblin was telling a lie. She is going to turn him into another Goblin with this machine. But then, Goblin brainwashes Ben, telling him that Peter is lying. He doesn't want him to get his lost memories. So she tells Janine to keep the spider busy so she can do her work. So without holding back, Janine puts on her demonic mask and transforms herself into a psycho killer, and she charges after Spidey to take his life. On the other side, Queen Goblin begins the process on Ben. He is really happy that Kafka is helping him to regain his memories. But she has another plan in her mind, and then she reveals her true motive and tells Ben that he doesn't remember about the Beyond Corporation, but she remembered that very well. They are the reason Ben lost the memories which he shared with Spider-Man. She tried to warn him about those butchers, and she was punished for it. They turned her into a monster, and they removed everything from Ben's mind. And Kafka is blaming Ben for her condition. So she quickly strapped him into the machine and begins the process to ruin Ben's life even more. She was corrupted by the sins of Norman Osborn against her will. They turned her into a goblin, and it is all because of Ben. She toiled to rid herself of Norman's sins, hoping it would heal him, but she remained condemned. So now, she wants to do the same with Ben, turn him into a goblin by the sins of Norman Osborn. Meanwhile, Peter is struggling to keep up with Janine's monster. He keeps trying to convince her what she is doing is wrong. She has to stop this. Letting Kafka use the Winkler device on Ben is a total madness. That madness turned Ned into a goblin. and it will make Ben even worse. But then Betty jumps between them. She tells Janine that machine destroyed her husband's life, took a father away from his son. That's what it does. It destroys. It can't heal anyone. So if he truly loves Ben, she has to help them to escape this place with the machine. And hearing this, Janine gets confused. She takes off her mask and asks Betty why does she believe her. And right at that time, Betty punches her in the face, and after knocking her out, she tells Spidey to get the machine. Betty then convinces her she knows what she is going through. In love with a man who is defined by his demons, giving everything she has to give him. But be careful, spending so much time fixing him, she might lose herself, because the same thing happened to her and her husband. Janine is convinced and she rushes to save Ben. On the other side, Ben is in so much pain. The process has begun, but before it could drain all of his life force, the machine is destroyed and Spider-Man is here with Kafka's weapon, and he tells her she has done enough. It is time. She is going back to Ravencroft, but Spidey's interference makes Kafka mad and she charges with her daggers to end his life. And while the two are fighting, Janine shows up and frees Ben from that machine, and they silently leave the place. But Spidey is in trouble. The Green Goblin puts him into the ground, but he hasn't finished yet. He reminds Goblin that he doesn't forget what she did to him. Along with Craven, she turned him into a monster who almost took the girl's life he loves the most. But still, he doesn't believe in revenge. But that doesn't mean he can forgive her. And with a sudden strike with the Goblin's weapon, Spidey knocks out Kafka into the ground. But before losing her sense, she tells Peter that she lied about many things, but not. And before she can finish her words, she lost her sense. Betty shows up and Spidey tells her to call the police. They have the device and the evidence. But then he finds Janine and Ben have disappeared, as right now they are in a rooftop. Janine is sad that they are spending so much time chasing their past, but what she really wants is a future to be with Ben. That is enough for her. Ben also starting to realize what he did is wrong. He hugs Janine, but then he remembers something that the machine showed him, as Peter's life is in a great danger. And then the panel reveals the basement of Oscorp Industry. The Sinister Six are here. They have waited long enough, and now it is time to get their revenge on Spider-Man. He is living under the protection of Norman Osborn, but no one can save him now. And for that, they want to get the power of the living brain. It has to die, and to do it, they will burn the Oscorp to the ground. And with Otto's evil plan to ruin Spider-Man's life, the chapter 48 of The Amazing Spider-Man comes to a close. So which part you like the most? Please share them on the comment section down below. And please like this video and do subscribe, as this will motivate me to make more contents. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.